Continuing our discussion of prime numbers, what we like to be able to do is take a number and rewrite it as what's called as prime factorization. Right? The prime factorization is just taking that number and rewriting it as the product of a bunch of prime numbers. For example, I'm just going to throw something out here for us to take a quick look at. 162 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 2. You're welcome to check my arithmetic on that one. But if you multiply that out, you do come back to 162. And 3 and 2, they're both prime. And so I've done what the definition says I should do here. I've taken 162 and I've rewritten it as the product of a bunch of prime numbers. Now, we wouldn't normally write it this way, right? Because writing out all those threes is a little tedious. We would normally write this using exponents as 3 to the 4th times 2. Okay, so if I give you a number, how can you find this prime factorization? So what I'd like to do here is, that's an example. Now let's find prime factorization of 60. The way I do this is by making what's called a factor tree. So I'm going to look at 60, and I'm just going to go in search of numbers that are factors of it. Right? And I'm usually pretty methodical about this. Right? I'll start at the bottom. Right? 2 goes into 60 30 times. So those are going to be the first 2 branches on my tree. Right? 2 and 30. Now, as soon as one of these branches gets to a prime number, like 2, you're done with that one. Leave it alone, go focus on the other one. All right, so looking at 30, first thing that pops into my head for 30, 30 is 6 times 5. Again, 5 is a prime number, right? As soon as you get to a prime number, that branch is done. Focus on the other one. 6 we can split a little further. We can make that 2 times 3, and both of those are prime numbers. So since all of our branches have terminated, they've all made their way down to a prime number, we finished the process, and now I know what the solution is. The prime factorization is just based on these prime numbers that we ended up with. The prime factorization of 60 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. But like I said on the last slide, right, we really don't want to write out 2 times 2 like that. It's a little more compact, a little clearer if we write that with an exponent. So I would say that the prime factorization of 60 is 2 squared times 3 times 5. So you might have looked at that and said, okay, well, why did he go 5 times 6? Right? Because we were at 30, right? And if I'm trying to be methodical, try 2 again. 2 would have given me 2 times 15, which is also 30. Well, that's what we're going to talk about a little bit in the next lecture. Turns out it doesn't matter, right? Well, we'll look at a couple more examples in the next example lecture, and you'll see a little more about what's going on there.